Now we cross over to Mombasa County, where Kevin Mutai is standing by. At the top of the hour, we told you that 3 people have been arrested in relation to gang violence, 1 person fighting for their life and 7 injured. Kevin, what do the authorities say about this surge in gang violence?
Well, good morning to you, Olive. And that is still a story that we're pursuing since yesterday. It's an attack that has still shocked the residents of Nyali constituency, because this is not a norm, such kind of an attack to happen in that particular region. We've been used to areas such as Bamburi, Kisauni, but this time those members of the criminal gang, which police have not yet identified, but the authorities are saying this was just people who were just trying to steal from members of the public, and they have not been associated with any criminal gang whatsoever. But the authorities are saying that they have 3 people in their custody, and they are being interrogated by the DCI with hopes that they will be able to reveal more information that will, of course, lead to the arrest of other suspects. But remember that the authorities are also saying that they have the main suspect in their custody, and of course also urging those other suspects who are part of the attack to surrender, of course indicating that they will be pardoned, and of course that will also have to depend on the information that they will give, or rather divulge, to the authorities. But also another story that we're following up today is that on Friday the stakeholders in the transport industry met with the leaders in the coast region, whereby the truck transporters, to be specific, long distance truck drivers, will be airing their grievances today, and they threatened on Friday to go on with their demonstration. But if at all they'll make good of their threat, then if at all the demonstration will be happening in Changamwe, then of course we're expecting a total circus, and here we're projecting that a lot of people will be blocked from accessing Mombasa County. Remember, the causeway connecting Mombasa, the mainland, and the island is happening between Changamwe and Makupa, and the truck drivers had threatened to demonstrate at Changamwe roundabout. Remember that all those among those people expected to be affected during the demonstrations are the people coming from the airport, the SGR, and also those from the road transport. This is something that they're saying, demonstrating of the decision by the government, or rather the Ministry of Transport, to move cargo via SGR from the port of Mombasa to Nairobi for clearance and further hinterland. This is something that they're saying has affected them adversely, and of course in one way or another has become assault, or rather something that has affected also their families. Some of them that are saying that they've not even been able to cater for their families as because of that particular move by the government. But I also understand that the government had also I don't know if this is still the position of the government, but the indication that they are telling the truck drivers to seize other opportunities, saying that there are other ports coming up, such as the port of Lamu, asking the truck drivers to seize opportunities there because there are jobs available there. But also there are various concerns that have been aired, and grievances such as also employees that have been working in CFSs, those are container freight stations in Mombasa. A study that was recently released by the University of Nairobi and validated, actually commissioned by the county government of Mombasa, where the study revealed that over 60% of employees working at CFS stations, different CFS stations in Mombasa, have been sent home. This is as a result of the SGR, and most of them will be meeting at Changamwe anytime, any minute from now, whereby they'll be seeking audience from the president and of course the Ministry of Transport, together with other key institutions, so that what they want is dialogue. They want to table and air their grievances, and of course asking the Kenya Ports Authority and the Kenya Revenue Authority to rethink their directive to have all the cargo hauled via SGR to Nairobi. That is the ICD in Nairobi. Remember, SGR is one of the key transport infrastructure that the government has built to become one of the key earners of revenue. It is projected at least over 900,000 tons of cargo is being ferried from Mombasa to Nairobi, giving the government approximately 5 billion shillings a year in return, with approximately over 400,000 million shillings a month. This is something, of course, it's positive to the government, but it is a biting issue to transporters here in Mombasa. Most of them are saying that the county has been largely depending on the transport industry, largely the port of Mombasa, to get a revenue, and even in that report, Olive, that I mentioned earlier, conducted by the University of Nairobi, it revealed some details that are of key concern, that approximately the county is losing. Since the inception of SGR in 2016, the county, according to that particular study, has lost more than 126 billion shillings in terms of revenue. That is monies that is supposed to submit to the national government. But we had on Friday the leaders led by Mombasa Governor Hassan Joho and other county leaders from all over the coast region said that they want the government to rethink this move and perhaps allow all the stakeholders come on the table and highlight some of the key areas that they need to be touched on before going full force with the move to transport all the cargo via SGR. This is a matter that we are following up on keenly, and we are on our way to Changamwe. Right now we are at Makupa roundabout. It's just a few minutes to Changamwe, where I'm told that already some of them have started assembling at that particular point. But we also understand that the authorities are keeping an eye on the happenings of that particular area, because they also do not want to face a situation whereby demonstrators will lock down Mombasa County. This is something that, of course, they are saying that they've allowed them to protest, but peacefully. I understand that they were given a permit to demonstrate, but of course the authorities are keeping an eye on the happenings there. Olive, we are rushing there, and we will be keeping an eye on what's happening, and of course we'll be coming back to you with more details of what will be happening in that particular area of Changamwe. But as I said, if at all those transporters will make good of their threat, then definitely we're expecting a total circus that will probably lead to a lockdown in the access to Mombasa County. And as I said, most of the people who will be affected are those coming from the SGR, from the airport, Moi International Airport, and those also depending on the road transport accessing Mombasa. We are rushing there, and we will be back to you with more information as soon as we speak to the transporters in that particular area. Back to you, Olive.